C program to perform the addition of 3 numbers using function. That is the program statement they have given. So for this program statement, let us write the program. So here, what is the objective of this program? The objective of this program is to perform the addition of 3 numbers using which concept? The concept of functions. So now let us start with the program. Okay. So we are going to start with the header file #include stdio.h, the basic header file we are going to use. Next one, before starting with the program or before writing the main function, what is the important task you are supposed to do? Declare the function or write the function prototype like what we have done for the ordinary variable. That is the important task. Okay, so now we are supposed to write the function declaration or the function prototype. How does the function prototype looks like? It contains the data type, name of the function, the parameter list present in the parenthesis. See here, what is this? Ending with terminating semicolon. This is nothing but your function prototype set. This is nothing but function prototype. So what is the name of the function? Add. What it is going to do? It performs addition of 3 numbers. That is why I have taken 3 integer types, int, comma, int, comma, int. That is nothing but the function prototype or the function declaration. Once the function has been declared or once the prototype has been written for that particular function, I can able to use that particular function in my program like a ordinary variable. Okay, next, void main. Write the main function. Main function. Okay, yes, void main should not have semicolon. If you write the semicolon at the void main, the execution stops there itself. Please be very careful. Understand? Yes. So now let us take up 3 variables int a, b, c, sum. What are these a, b, c and sum basically? Are they local variables or global variables? They are all local variables because its restriction or the usage is restricted only to the main function. That's why. Okay. So these are the local variables. Local variables. Next one, write the printf statement. Printf, enter the values of a, b, c. Okay, yes. So next, scanf. I have to read the values from the input device. So basically they are all integer type. So that's why the format specifier is %d, 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 comma, %a, comma, %b, comma, %c. I have done with reading the values of the 3 variables a, b, c. So next, what is the important task? I want to perform the addition of 3 numbers. So before to perform the addition of 3 numbers, what I am supposed to do? I need to call that particular function, whatever I have declared. I have to call the particular function add. How to do that one? Sum is equals to add of how many variables I have taken? Add of a, b, c. End with semicolon. What is this? This is nothing but your function call. The function will be invoked now. The function will be invoked actually. Okay. So this is how we are going to call the function add. Sum is equal to add of a, b, c. Understand? Yes. So once the function has been called, once the control comes to this particular statement, sum is equal to add of a, b, c, the control directly moves to which function? It moves to the add function. Okay. So at the last, we will write the printf statement. So stating sum is equals to %d. Okay. Where exactly the result will be stored? It is the variable sum. That's why. Okay. Close the braces. So this is about your in the main function. So once the function has been called, the control will move to the called function now. Okay, so which is the calling function? It is main. What is the called function? It is add. Okay, so now let us write the code for add function. What is the return type for this add? It is integer. Int add off. Int add off. How many parameters I have to take? 3 parameters. Okay, so because we are performing addition of 3 numbers. Okay, so int x, int y, int z. What is this actually? This is nothing but your formal parameters. This is nothing but the formal parameters actually. Okay, so now, sorry, formal parameters only. So which are present in the called function, which the variables which are present in the calling function, they are nothing but your actual parameters. Okay, so what exactly happens here? The value of A will be copied to X, the value of B will be copied to Y, the value of C will be copied to Z. Okay, so that is in the case of formal parameters and actual parameters. This is an example for your pass by value parameter passing method basically. Okay, so this is an example for pass by value parameter passing technique. 2 types of parameter passing techniques we have: pass by value, pass by reference. So one such method is pass by value. Okay, yes. So let us continue. So now I want to perform the addition operation. So that's why I'll take up one more variable called as int s. What is this int s? Is this a global variable or a local variable? Once again, it is local variable only. Once again, it is local variable because the usage of yes is restricted to only to the add function. That's why. Okay. Now perform the addition of 3 numbers. S is equals to x plus y plus z. Okay. So now what it has to return? The result of the addition operation. That is nothing but return yes. Return yes. Close the braces. Once the return value has been obtained, that is return as what will be happen. Value is returned to the value is returned to the variable. Value is returned to the variable sum. Okay, so that is what happens in the return statement. Understand? So what is this entire code? Int add function. This is nothing but this is function declaration. This is function declaration. There should be no semicolon at the end. This is nothing but your function body. This is your function body. So this is the code for performing addition of 3 numbers using functions. Understand? How function prototype has to be written: local variables, global variables, function call, function declaration, importance of return. Okay, I hope so. 90% of the doubts has been clear. So let us take up one more program, thereby more clarity will be given to you. Understand? So now let us take up one more program. Take down program number 2. Yes, write down C program to compute area and circumference of a circle using functions. Okay, C program to compute area and circumference of a circle using functions. What are the parameters here? Only radius, that's all. So what is the objective of this program? You need to compute the area and circumference of the circle using the concept of functions. So now let us write the program for this. So hash include studio.h, stdio.h header file. So now let us write functions separately for reading the input, displaying the output, function to compute area, and function to compute the circumference of the circle. Okay, so now let us go with the usage of global variables and local variables as well as with the function call. Okay, so now float, area, radius, comma, area, comma, circumference. So these are the three variables I'm supposed to use in this program. So R indicates the radius, which is going to store the radius of the circle. The user he has going, whatever he has going to give. Area and circle, the result after obtaining the area of circle as well as finding out the circumference of the circle. So what is this float, area, comma, R, comma, area, comma, circle? They are your global variables. They are your global variables. That means they can be used or they can be accessed throughout the execution of the program. Okay, that's why they are all global variables. So next we have the main function. What? Main. So here we have not written the function prototype. No problem. So directly I'm calling the function. So if you don't declare the function prototype, the compiler is very intelligent and it will assume he has already done. So let us directly take up for the execution. So here also the program works fine. Okay. So now let us call the call the functions in the main itself. What is the first one? It is input. Open the braces. Let us call four functions. First one is for reading the input. Input. This is the function. Next one. Compute underscore area or comp underscore area. What it is going to do? Computes the area of the circle. Comp underscore circumference, which calculates the circumference of the given circle. Next, last one we are going to write output. Output. So what it is going to do? Outputs the area of the circle as well as the circumference of the circle. Okay. So these are the four important functions we are going to write in the main. So now close the main function. That's all. So main function is over now. Next, what happens? The the control will comes to the input function. So once the control will comes to the input function, what exactly it will do? The control will move to the first input. Okay. So void input. So here we have not taken any return type specifically. So that's why the default return type for this particular input function is always void. No parameters I have taken inside basically. So that's why I can place either void or fill it empty within the braces. That is also possible, which we have already seen in the function declarations. Okay. Yes. So now let us write the code for this input function. What exactly it will take place here? The user has to enter the value of the radius, printf. So no need of calling the radius once again. There is no need of calling the radius once again because it has been already called as a global variable. I can fetch those value of r throughout the program. Okay, printf, enter the value of radius. Enter the value of radius. Like this. I can write it. Next one. So scanf. Read the value of radius. So it is floating point value. So that's why take up %s. %f, comma, %r. That's all. This is for your input function. This is for the input function. So we are successfully done with reading the input value. Next, the control comes to the compute area function. What exactly happens in the compute area function? The area of the circle will be calculated. So now void compute area, comp underscore area. Okay. What is the formula for finding the area of circle? It is pi r square. So that's why area is equals to 3.14 into r into r. Okay. Close the braces. That's all. We are done with computing area also. Next one. What is the next function we are supposed to take? That is compute circumference. That means void comp underscore circumference. Compute circumference function will be declared now. Okay, what exactly has to be done here? Circumference is equals to, what is the formula for finding out the circumference of the circle? It is 2 into pi into r. Correct, right? So it is 2 into pi into r. That's all. Calculation of circumference of the circle is also over. So we are now interested in displaying the result. So now what is the last step? The control moves to the output function. So output function will be called. So what you are supposed to do? Declare the output function. Function declaration. Output. What? Output. So printf area is equals to %f, comma, where exactly it is present? In the variable called as area. That's all. Next one, at the last, printf circumference is equals to %f, comma, like this. That's all. So this is how the program for finding out the area and circumference of a circle using the functions can be written. Okay, so this is one more simple program. So first one was finding out the sum of 3 numbers. So this is for finding the area and circumference of the circle using functions. Yes sir, any doubts? Yes sir. Okay. Since you have doubts?
Sir, here why haven't they like used float output?
Where?
Sir,
That
of
is
float
not,
output,
see,
like you use
no,
void output.
if you want to take either float input, float a compute area, float compute circumference, that is you are most welcome. Okay, but if you are not using any of the return types, the default return type is always void. So that's why that is also one more conclusion we can. That's why we have taken this.
Sir, does void output mean like nothing should be returned, or how?
No, it will return actually. It will definitely return.
Okay, sir. So whenever we are using function, we define all the functions in main.
First, you have to call the functions, sir, basically in the main. Later, you can able to write the pieces of code after the main.
Okay, sir. So first we declare them inside main, and then we write what the other functions.
You should not declare the function. You should declare the function at above the main. Call it inside the main, right outside the main.
Okay, sir.
One more example let us take. You will come to know. Okay? Yes.
Okay.
Right on. The next program. Okay. C program to illustrate the usage of formal parameters and actual parameters. C program to illustrate the usage of formal parameters and actual parameters. Okay, so we already seen the meaning of this formal parameters and actual parameters, correct, right? So what are those formal parameters and actual parameters? Can anyone say? Okay, so you can't say because I have muted everyone. So formal parameters are nothing but the variables or the arguments or the parameters which are used in the function declaration. Okay, they are nothing but the formal parameters. If the variables, if they are used in the function call, they are nothing but the actual parameters. Okay, so with the help of this formal parameters and actual parameters, we can go with one type of parameter passing technique called as pass by value or call by value. Okay, so now let us see the usage of this formal parameters and actual parameters, how it is going to work. So here, what is the task of this function? Multiplication of two numbers. Multiplication of two numbers, let us consider. Okay, multiplication of two numbers using functions. This is an example to illustrate the usage of formal parameters and actual parameters. What is the function we are writing to perform the multiplication of two numbers using functions? Okay, so now let us write the program. Hash include stdio.h int product. We have written the return type for this function, product. Now I want to declare the variables present in this product. I will take two numbers, that means int comma int. I have declared the parameters in the parenthesis, list of parameters, function prototype. What is this? Function prototype. Yes. So now void main. Now what exactly has to be written in the main? Now let us take up two variables which will store the values of two numbers. Int a is equal to 20, b is equal to 2. Int a is equal to 20 and b is equal to 2. So what is this? A is equal to 20 and b is equal to 2. Instead of writing printf and scanf statement, I have written directly. What is this called as? First module, second chapter. This is called as direct initialization. Okay. So int a is equal to 20, b is equal to 2 now. I have written. So what happens next is c is equals to, a comma c. So you see c is equal to product. What is this product? The function to perform the multiplication of two numbers. What are the parameters I have to take here? A comma b. Parameters are a comma b. What is this a comma b? Here these are nothing but your actual parameters. Okay. The values of a and b, they are nothing but your actual parameters. C is equal to product of a comma b. The variables used in the function call. What is the function call? Product of a comma b. Okay. Yes. So now printf product of two numbers or product is equal to percentage d. Product of two numbers is equals to percentage d slash n comma. What is the variable? C. Like this. Okay. In the main function, we have written like this. Okay. So C is equal to product of A and B. That is the function call. These A and B are nothing but the actual parameters. Now comes the concept of formal parameters. Let us see how it actually works. So now, what is the function now? Product of. See, what is the function prototype? Int product of int comma int. So that's why I will take up two more variables, p comma int q. Int p comma int q. What is this p and q are called as? They are nothing but your formal parameters. Okay. So here p and q are your formal parameters. That means the copy of A and B is going to be stored in P and Q. What is the value of A and B now? It is 20 and 2. Okay. So P is now having the value 20. Q is now having the value 2. So which is going to do the multiplication operation. Okay, so now let us take up int r. Int r. What is this int r? This is a local variable. This is a local variable. Understand? Next, r is equals to p into q. R is equal to p into q. What is r is equal to p into q? It is 20 into 2. R is nothing but 20 into 2. What is the result now? It is return r. Return r. Return space r, because return is a keyword. Return is a keyword. Return. That's all. So this is regarding the multiplication function. So once the function is going to return the value r, what it is going to do? The result will be sent to the variable c. The result will be sent to the variable c. Okay, in the case of, so once the function returns the value like this. Okay, yes. So this is how we can able to differentiate the usage of formal parameters and actual parameters. So one more example to do for pass by value method. The copy of the values a and b will be stored in the two variables p and q. So instead of taking the two more extra variables p comma q, I can once again take the same variables a comma b. No problem. The function will work smoothly and complete its execution successfully. Okay, so this is how this program is going to understand. So regarding the formal and actual parameters. So one last program let us take up, the usage of global and local variables. The usage of global and local variables. So we know the meaning of local variables and global variables. So local variables are nothing but the variables whose scope is restricted to that particular piece of function. Okay, so global variables are nothing but the the variables whose scope is throughout the entire program. So that is how we are going to do in this particular program, by illustrating the usage of global and local variables by taking the arithmetic operations. Okay, yes, write down the program statement. C program to illustrate the usage of global and local variables by taking to perform arithmetic operations. I'm really sorry, dear friends, the timer has started its running. I'll be a bit faster. Perform the arithmetic operations. Yes. So now let us consider this program to illustrate the operations of, to illustrate the working of global variable and local variable. So now let us start the program. Hash include header file, that is stdio.h. Next. Now I will take two variables, int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 10. Int a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 10. So what these two variables are? They are nothing but your global variables. They are nothing but your global variables, because now we are going to use these two variables throughout the program to perform the arithmetic operations. Understand? Yes. So now void main. In the main function, let us call all the functions. Okay. Yes. So now before that one, let us go with the classical method, that is function prototypes. Void add, void subtract, void multiply, void divide, like this. So now let us go with the main function. In the main function, let us call the functions add, subtract, multiply, divide. Okay, yes. So now we are done with calling all the functions. So now what you are supposed to do? Perform the arithmetic operations by declaring each and every single function. That is void add. Okay, void add. So now let us take up one variable called as u. What is this u? This is your local variable. This is your local variable. Okay, so what you will do? It is going to perform addition of two numbers. U is equals to a plus b. Printf u is equal to percentage d. Where exactly the result will be present? It is present in u, like this. Okay, yes. So that is regarding the addition operation. Next one, void. I will write here in the next part. Here I will write void subtract. So here I will take up one more local variable called as v, which performs subtraction of two numbers. V is equals to a minus b. So now last printf v is equals to percentage d slash n. Percentage d slash n, comma, where exactly it is present? In v. So finally, similarly for void product, void multiply two numbers. Okay, so now let us take up one more local variable w. So w is equals to x in a into b. So printf w is equals to percentage d slash n, comma w. At the last division, void div. So now x is equals to a divided by b. That is int x. X is equals to a divided by b. So printf x is equals to percentage d, comma, the result is present in. Like this, we can able to illustrate the usage of local variables and global variables. Okay, so here a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 10 are global variables. That means I can able to use these two values throughout the program. So once the program will be executed, the output will be 20, 0, 100 and 1. So this is your program. Okay, so here till now we are done with the concept of how to write some simple programs using the concept of functions, and thereby we got some idea regarding function prototype, function call, function declaration, and the concept of global variables and local variables, the concept of return values, and also the concept of formal parameters and actual parameters. Okay, and in the next programming session, let us take up some more standard programs to compute the factorial of a number, to compute the GCD of two numbers, and later one more concept we studied, how to pass an array and a string as an argument to the functions by doing linear search program, binary search program and bubble sort program we are going to learn. And at the last, let us take up your favorite segment, the programs on recursion. Okay, so up to this much, I hope there is no confusion, I will assume. So if you have any doubts at any point of time, you can please, you are free to contact me at any point of time. I'll definitely help you. So we are going to stop this programming session now. So until then, thank you so much.